Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. This month I am scrapbooking cruise photos, and I am following along with May I Scraplift You, which is a series Crystal Barrett over at Pineapple Papers has started a couple years back, and I am using inspiration from that. And then I am also playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, and this is the page that I decided I wanted to scrap lift. It's from Vanessa Bell. I am rotating it on its side and turning it into a double, and I'm going to go ahead and work on that while I tell you about Mixed Media Mayhem. We were supposed to use paint, a textile, and torn paper. So this is the textile I chose. I had a whole bunch of fabric samples that I was getting rid of, and I am at a crop where I could take a bunch of stuff to get rid of. And this is the piece that fell out of the box. So that's how I made that decision. It wasn't really rocket science or anything like that. So what I thought I'd do is I would cut 2 strips of it and use it across the page as a piece of my page. And then I thought I'll use the extra piece and I will use the paint on top of it and do a print. So I wasn't really sure how it was going to come out. I've never really done this before in this manner. I mean, I have done like stamping and stuff using paint, but I've never really used a textile. Wasn't really confident on how it was going to look, but I really liked the look of it. So I end up doing the whole page. The paint that I'm using is the Anita's brand that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's called Nautical Blue, and this is the same color that we used on our cruise layouts. So because I want to make sure that everything kind of carries throughout my cruise album, I thought I will go ahead and use the same paint and bring in more of that blue color, which works great because my photos are really heavy with blue, just different shades of blue. What I am documenting today is the Bionic bar, which I actually didn't order my own drink from there. Sandy ordered a drink there, and then one of the other ladies, Kathy, she ordered a drink there, and I basically stole their photos. Well, I had photos of the Bionic bar just watching it, and I actually have a video of it as well, but I didn't have photos of my own drink, so I stole their photos of it. It was really cool. They have these robots that make the drink, and then it comes out on a conveyor belt and you get your drink. You order like on a tablet type of a device, and then they have like these glass signage pieces next to it that tell you what the most common drinks are for whatever age group is selected. And so I took pictures of that kind of stuff, and then the actual drinks are pictures of Sandy's drink. Actually, I don't even think I have a picture of Sandy's drink. It's a picture of Kathy's drink and a picture of Sandy waiting for her drink. So, and then the order screens are actually Kathy's photos as well. So I was really happy that somebody else took photos of that. I didn't get a chance to go and order my own drink there. I think when I went down there, the line was kind of long and we had other things we needed to do, and we were on our way to do them. So I didn't really stop in and get a drink for it from there. But I really liked the way that the print came out with the paint. And then I decided I really liked the painted fabric rather than the cream color fabric. So I decided to cut up the blue strips instead of using the actual fabric pieces that I had already torn. I'll save those for something else and maybe use them somewhere else in this album so that I can kind of bring in the fabric somewhere other than just this double page layout. So I thought I would use the 2 pages as my base pages, but they were a little bit too busy because obviously I did the whole page. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair them with this peach paper. This is from the Simple Vintage Coastal collection. And so I'm going to go ahead and use that because that I know is going to match my album very well because it is from the same collection that we used for the album on the cruise. I do have some leftover strips of this darker pink paper, which is the flip side of the peach. And so those are ripped. I just ripped a couple of more sections of it, and I am tucking those underneath the blue strip. And then I'm going to tuck this peach underneath the blue strip as well. And then I'll cut off the remaining painted paper and use that on my other page. So I will end up with an entire sheet of that painted paper left over, and I'll be able to use it somewhere else in my album as well. Trimming off the excess of the peach now that I know that it's 12 inches, and then I will cut off the excess of the painted paper. So I'm really liking how that's coming together. It looks like I didn't get my paper 100% straight right there, so I just trimmed off either that or the white paper is just a little bit larger than the peach, which is not uncommon. So I'm really liking how this looks. I am going to do basically the same thing on the opposite side, and now I'm just trying to figure out how to get them nice and straight and aligned. And once I get that done, then I will cut off the excess of the peach paper again and have that little excess strip it back into my stash so I can use it again somewhere else. Lots of pieces being saved and being able to use in other places so that I have a level of continuity throughout my album, which I really like. Makes everything kind of go together nicely. I also really liked the dark pink next to the blue, and then I intentionally placed that peach paper because one edge of the peach paper is darker than the other and kind of has a mixed media print of spiral bound notebook paper sticking out. It's really hard to see on there, but it is there. And so I had that on the outermost edge so that if my photos don't cover it, then you'll be able to see that. Now I did pull in a bunch of gears. These are all from Minte. They were leftovers from a previous kit conspiracy that we did using the Minte Garage collection. And I believe Minte calls them chippies, but they're already painted and ready to go. I painted them when I was working on a project back during that kit conspiracy, and they were leftovers I didn't use, and so they went back in my stash. They were painted with some Nouveau Mousse, probably in gunpowder, and I don't know what the blue one is, but yeah, I used a lot of three different kinds, I think, of Nouveau Mousse on those to get them the right color. I thought the bronzy color kind of pulls in from that peach. There's kind of a gray blue color that pulls in the blue, and so I'm really happy with the way that came out. I did also pull in some of the rub-ons from the 49 and Market Sunburst collection. The blue, it was a really good match for this, so I thought I'd pull in the word fun, and I think I end up pulling in the word splash up at the top, and so my title is going to be Bionic Bar Fun. And the thickers that I'm using there were gifted to me from my friend Maureen. So I've used a lot of those recently. I really like them. I have a ton of thickers in my stash, but I haven't been reaching for them enough. I need to really do that so I can kind of get through my stash because I do have a lot of dyes that I really do enjoy using, but I'm trying to use up the thickers. So we'll see what I can do on getting those in my album. Anyway, I'm going to use the rub-ons. I'm going to also use a couple of tickets, and these are from the Heidi Swap Set Sail collection, which matches the Simple Vintage Coastal collection very well. So if you're looking for something to match, I think that collection does a great job of pairing with this particular collection. So inking up the edges of the gears just to give them a little bit of variation and differentiation in the layers, and I am layering them up. They are pretty thin as far as chipboard goes, so I'm pretty happy about that, and I think they're going to go great. I mean, what else could you ask for a bionic bar other than to have gears? I thought it was the perfect match, and so that's what I am doing. While I get those placed, I just wanted to remind you there are a bunch of people playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem. There is a playlist down below that you can link or check out the links for, and you can see all of the inspiration using the same 3 items, which again were the textile, torn paper, and paint. There's also a playlist down below for May I Scraplift You. And as far as May I Scraplift You goes, I am kind of just doing an inspired by rather than following the exact layout. And hopefully you can see the inspiration that I pulled from Vanessa's layout up there. Her layout is absolutely beautiful, and it's not that I don't want to necessarily scrap lift. It's really, I kind of a thing where I felt like a lot of my stuff that I was flipping through was a lot of scrap lifting and a lot of follow a sketch or 30 days of sketches, and I kind of wanted to veer away from that just a bit, so I felt like things were more my own rather than a lift of somebody else, or an you know a lift of a sketch. So just kind of trying to get back to those roots of using my own brain and kind of just taking a bit of inspiration. So it does end up looking, if you took one of these pages, it does end up looking quite a bit like her layout. And now she only has a single photo, and I've got a lot of photos on here, but that's totally okay. You know, again, even if you are scrap lifting, you've got to do what works right for your layout and for your photos. So that is not a problem. Just layering up some tickets and tags, or tickets over in this corner. There's no tags there. They're all tickets. And they are going to kind of tuck underneath the chipboard that I've got going on there. Now, I was considering moving that bottom piece of chipboard a little bit more right so it overlapped the photo, but then I remembered I had that big circular one that was going to take up the square, the open square of the bottom layer, and so I moved it back a little bit more towards the left. In case you're wondering what I was doing there, I am using a little bit of foam to help support the outside of the layer, because the fabric textile that's going on there is a bit on the thick side, so I definitely needed a little support from some foam, and I'm just using craft foam from Walmart that is adhesive on one side. And then I just use my acrylic block to hold everything in place while my liquid glue sets up. If you're not sure about what liquid glue is the best, I can't tell you for sure what is the best, but what works best for me is the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. It comes out in a very, very thin line. It dries relatively quickly, and it doesn't take a whole lot to make things adhere, and it works great. So that is my favorite. It also doesn't clog very easily. I leave it open quite often on its side while I'm working on my layout, so it can be open for a good, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and as long as it's on its side, it doesn't seem to clog. So that's the glue I prefer. That is it for my layout, you guys. Don't forget to go check out what MK is doing on her channel. She is also playing along with May I Scraplift You, at least as far as being inspired by it, and Mixed Media Mayhem, and she is also doing a cruise layout. We are both doing cruise layouts all month long, so go and check out what she's got going on her channel and give her a little bit of love. And then don't forget, your playlists are down below. Thank you for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. I know you guys have a lot of options out there, and I am just tickled pink that you chose my channel to watch. If you are not already a subscriber, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.